Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Let's get started. And our very first one comes from Throw That Asterisk. Am I the beehole for not giving my house to my sister-in-law? Throwaway, for obvious reasons. This happened 2 nights ago, and I'm still feeling some type of way about it. Background: my 30-year-old female husband, a 32-year-old male, has a younger sister. Sister-in-law is 25-year-old female. Sister-in-law is currently going through a divorce with 4 children. My husband and I also have 4 children. My husband and I live on a very quiet country back road in our little town. Us and his family being the only residents on the road, so both his sisters and their families and his parents live within walking distance of our house. My husband and I have been married for 7 years and have 4 young children. My husband bought the land we live on from his parents when he was 18, and when we got married, we built a house on it. We designed our house with our big family in mind and designed it to be our forever home. It has never been a thought to move or look anywhere else. My sister-in-law is going through a divorce. She is struggling, to say the least. She was in a very toxic relationship with her ex, with her contributing just as much as he was, and he filed for divorce and moved out, leaving the 4 kids with her. My mother-in-law called my husband 2 nights ago and asked if we could come over for a chat. When we get there, my in-laws and sister-in-law are sitting on the couch like they were staging some kind of intervention. It was just really strange. My mother-in-law didn't beat around the bush at all. She explained how sister-in-law's ex was getting the house into divorce, and they'd be homeless within the month if we didn't give her our home? It honestly took me a second to comprehend what she even said, because it was so out of left field. Husband didn't even need a second and looked him dead in the eyes and said, "No." In-laws started telling us things like, "You guys don't need that house. You can just move into one of the neighborhoods in town. You guys can just build a new house." I offered to open up our playroom and our guest room to them until they could find somewhere to live. We have an air mattress and the guest room has a full bath, but that was not good enough apparently. That's when we got up and left. They began yelling after us, saying we don't care about the children. Family helps family. We're being greedy, selfish, etc., etc. I'm honestly proud of how we reacted, because my first instinct was to go off and say some hurtful things, but we just went home. To our home. We love sister-in-law's kids and obviously do not want them to be homeless, but they don't need my house at the expense of our own children and family. I don't see why sister-in-law's family deserves my home. What about my kids? Now, the in-laws are calling/texting saying we don't care about the kids. We're selfish and greedy. We're making her homeless. And I'm wondering if maybe we're too quick to say no. So, am I the beehole for not giving my home to my sister-in-law? OP, I don't need to tell you this, but no, you are not the beehole. No, you should not have to give up your house because your sister-in-law is getting a divorce. That's their problem. I think you guys are being more than generous letting her stay in the room and opening up the playroom for her kids until she gets back on her feet. No, you should not give up your home. So your in-laws are idiots. Why do you have to sacrifice your entire home, uproot your family, and this is not just some random home. This is your home that you own because you own the land and all that. Had it built custom for you. Like I said, this is some random home. This is a custom-made home. This is probably the home of your dreams. So no, you should not give it up. Your in-laws, they need to give up their home, or they need to start paying for to live in a hotel or Airbnb or something. Why are they pushing it all onto you? They're right there living in wherever they're living, so they should be the ones to make the sacrifice if they're so hell-bent on forcing you guys to give up a home. Good on your husband for saying no, personally. After what you guys did, after what you said, opening up the room and letting them have a place to stay until they get back on their feet, and they're still getting uppity and want to take the whole home, give them nothing, because it sounds like she's going to make your life a living hell. Block everyone and go no contact. I cannot believe the audacity of these people trying to get you to give up your home just because she got divorced and she didn't get the home in a divorce. That is crazy. OP, you are not the beehole. And our next one comes from Vivid Western 8825. Am I the beehole for saying my memory book is not some family project? I, a 17-year-old male, lost my dad 10 years ago. When he got sick, he started a memory book with me so I could hold on to the memories. He did one for my sister too, but she wasn't into it and was more into videos. He made one of himself, but for me, the memory book was everything, and after he died, I continued adding to it. Any memory I had of our dad, our family, I would add. Sometimes something came back when I found a random photo or something. Then I included memories with my sister after dad. Sometimes I included some memories of mom, but after dad died, my relationship with her was harder. She thought we needed another dad, and because we said we didn't want another dad, she was angry with us a lot. She tried to rush a couple of relationships, but they failed when the guy realized he was not getting an insta happy family. 5 years ago, my mom met her husband John, and they merged families. John was a single dad of 3 kids. Technically, he had 4 kids, but one was not in his life. John's 3 kids do not have an involved mom, so my mom stepped up to be their mom, and they call her mom. John has tried to step up and be mine and my sister's dad, but we see him as just a stepdad. John's kids are just step siblings, and I don't love John and his kids. I don't hate or dislike them, but I wouldn't ever include them in my memory book, for example. And that's what this is about. My step siblings were in my room when I was in school a couple weeks ago. They found the memory book. They wanted to know why I had it, and why I wouldn't have photos of their dad or them. My mom heard them ask those questions, and she demanded to look through it. While mom was going through it, my step-siblings said they wanted to add their own stuff, and I said, no, it's not for them. Mom told me not to say that kind of thing to them, and then she told me it should be something that shares memory of our whole family. I told her it was my personal thing. She took it away for a few days, and my sister stole it back, and then I asked my grandpa to hold on to it for me. Mom and John sat me down and said it's not acceptable that I have a memory book that is clearly about my family when I do not include my whole existing family. They said my step-siblings were very upset that I won't add them or let them take part. They then said it should be a family thing, and mom insisted I handed it back over, and we all work on it together. I told them that it's not a family project. It's mine. It's for me and my way of documenting memories with the people I love, and they will not take it away from me. John was pissed and said, "Oh, so it's like that? You don't love us?" Mom told me she and John had the right to say what or wasn't a family project. No, you don't. And once it's in their home, that's their decision. She told me I was disrespectful for taking it back. They also told me it was time to man up. Am I the beehole? Ah, I just love that little manipulation at the end. It's time to man up. It's time. Basically, they're saying it's time for you to give in and do what we say, and let us ruin the memory of your father. Like you said, that is a personal project. That's for you to do with what you want, made by you and your father when he was in his last few days on Earth. I don't know where these idiots come in, these step idiots and the idiots who marry them, thinking they can force a relationship like that onto someone. People are almost always going to rebel. I know I would too if I lost my father and my mom brought in some rando. And what did they think would happen? Oh yes, please, you guys can all go ruin the memory of my father that I keep personal to me. Oh yeah, please, yeah, we're cool. You guys can take my book that wasn't hurting anyone. These step kids are idiots going, oh, why didn't you add us? Who cares? It's not your book. Leave them alone. I'm glad your sister was cool, was able to steal it back, and you're able to get it to somewhere that it will remain safe. And I like how they tell you to man up, but the step idiot or whatever his name is, Steve, I don't know, I already forgot his name, I don't care to look for it again, is over here throwing a tantrum to someone who's younger than him because he's not in some book. Like, bro, get over it. You're the stepdad. You're not the real dad. And judging by the way you act, you're probably not a good dad anyway. So, OP, no, you're not the beehole. Your mom and the stepdad are idiots. And yeah, they're beeholes. That's a good way to make your child go no contact with you when they're able to, leave you at 18. So, OP, not the beehole. Start planning to eject because these people sound like real pieces of work. Before we get started on our last one, this one is not from Am I the Beehole? This is one I saw on the front page of Reddit last night, and I'm really glad I didn't refresh because the guy deleted his name and there's an update and he deleted the whole update. But luckily someone in the comments was able to copy and paste the update, so I have the update. Personally, I don't know if this one's real, especially after the update, but let's get started on our last one. And it comes from Deleted. But I have it saved, so it's Jin. It's just made up stuff. It's JINAKDIENDC. My wife, who is pregnant, confessed she cheated on me last year. I am heartbroken and devastated. The title pretty much says it all. She confessed to me last month because she wanted to get all secrets out of the way before we had our first kid. She said it was a one-time thing that happened a year ago. I did not want to cause her any stress because she was pregnant, so I immediately forgave her. She looked repentant and cried a lot when she confessed to me. I told her it was okay. Oh man, you are a chump. But yeah, let me get back to the story. But I wasn't okay. I was heartbroken and devastated. I kept this all bottled up inside because I did not want to cause my wife any further stress. I confided in my parents and my siblings. My parents told me to stay with her. Your parents are chumps too. And to not give up a beautiful family. There is no family, she destroyed it. And future because of one mistake. My sister was of the opposite mindset and told me to dump her because she was cheated on by her ex-husband last year and has no tolerance for cheaters. I like your sister. I was confused, heartbroken, and traumatized. I decided to stay and give my wife another chance, but my heart is breaking piece by piece. I have no sense of reality or morality anymore. I already know things have gotten way too inappropriate between my sister and me, okay? But my sense of morality has been broken. Am I wrong for how I'm handling all of this? Therapists near me are all booked, and the next available therapy appointment is in a few months. My wife is genuinely repentant. No, she's not. She's gonna do it again. And I do envision a future with her. My sister wants me to ditch the scumbag. My parents want me to stay with her. I'm being pulled apart in all directions. I didn't know I don't know what to think anymore. All I know is what I feel, and I feel heartbroken and devastated, but I still love my wife, especially now that she's carrying our baby. Okay, before the updates, I'm gonna give my thoughts. OP, are you sure that's your baby? It was a year ago? It might be the other man's baby. Before you put your name on any kind of birth certificate or think you're gonna be a father, you make sure you get a DNA test and make sure that is your child. And I am a 1000% with your sister on this. I have zero tolerance for cheaters. I don't care if you're carrying my child. We are done. If it is my child and I'm OP, it might not be your child. So big if. I will help raise my child, but not with the woman who cheated on me and is trying to manipulate me with my unborn child, if that is my child. Because OP, she didn't magically decide to go, oh, I just want to get this all off my chest. OP, that child might not look at you, may not look at like you when that child is born, and she's trying to get ahead of it. And shame on her. She's using it. She's telling you that when she's pregnant, so you're basically forced to forgive her. OP, I know this isn't am I the beehole, but you would be the beehole and an idiot to stay with that woman after she cheated on you and is using your unborn child, maybe your unborn child, to manipulate you into staying. If you stay, that shows that you are weak and pathetic and that she can get away with doing this again, and she will do this again. She's already done it, she will do this again. But on to the update. Let's see what happened. Update. I want to thank the people for the valuable advice. I decided to get an STD test. Good. I wasn't even thinking about that. Get one of those too, because she's over there, giving up to anybody. I am also going to start looking for remote therapy appointments, since some people mention remote therapists are available much sooner than in-person therapists. I am scared to get a paternity test. I would love the baby regardless. OP, come on, man. Don't be a simp. I love the baby so much already, but I'm scared of the results. I don't know how I'd deal with my emotions if the baby were not mine. I'm already on the edge now, emotionally, and I don't think I'm in full control of my emotions. My wife has been insistent on getting the test done and reassuring me the baby is mine, but I don't know yet if I'm going to get the test. OP, you get the test! I completely trust her on her physical affair being, oh my god, you idiot, a one-time occurrence, which happened a year ago, and if that's so, the baby would be mine. OP, you know what, you deserve whatever you get. You're an idiot. But back to it. A few people asked what I meant when I said things had gotten inappropriate between my sister and me. It's mainly about how I'm using her as an emotional crutch. She's the only person in the world that understands what I'm going through, and who at the same time who also wants the best for me. I feel safe and comforted around her, and this has spilled over into some physical intimacy too. See, this is why I'm starting to think the story isn't real. Like, nobody's that stupid where you trust a cheater. Or maybe they are. I don't know. But then we got this part where it turns into some, some stepbrother, but remove the step part. What are you doing? I don't know, into physical intimacy too. I don't want to talk about it anymore. So, P, I know it's not the B-hole, but you're a B-hole if this is real. I'm starting to think it's not real. If you believe someone who betrayed you and backstabbed you and kept it a secret for a whole year. But if this is real and you stay with her, you deserve all you get, OP. You can't save people who don't want to be saved. Uh, kind of the butthole, I guess. Yeah. Thank you so much for staying with me to the end of this video. Can you please do what I said in the beginning and like, comment, and subscribe? It will really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Velvet out.